Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference.
everyone. So, welcome to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and to motivate the youth of today. Again, my name is Erika Mison, and I am your host and online friend. So, last Saturday, I interviewed an enterprise with an office called the Fintech. So, there are two women friends. And it started out as an online shop that sells travel journals. And now it evolved into a community with the Filipino travelers. So now that became their friend. You can check them out. They still sell their travel journals if you're interested. You can check out their team. And they're also on Facebook and they're on Instagram and they have their own website. If you want to know more about what they do, you can check out the previous episode on the first Facebook page. It's also on GAP1 Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. So you can go there after the show. So for this episode, if you've been following Making a Difference since season one, you would know that I interviewed the Boy Scouts of the Philippines um, with of course my friend David Lanuza and his co-scout. Well, they used to be scouts and then now they're still involved with the Boy Scouts of the Philippines. For this episode, of course, if we have the Boy Scouts of the Philippines, meron din Girl Scouts of the Philippines. And I invited three young ladies to talk about what they do right now for the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. And of course, they'll also talk about their experiences. Maybe we have viewers who would be interested, or we have parents who would be interested in um, having their daughters join Girl Scouts. So if you have any questions, again, please feel free to comment and I will make sure to ask them the questions. All right, so let's start. I'd like to introduce the three ladies. First, we have Shelo Villahin. Is Shelo here? Yes, there.
Hello.
Hi, Shelo. Did I pronounce your last name right?
Yep,
Shelo.
that's correct.
Hi, Shelo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
And
meet you, Erica.
we also have Hyacinth Bangero.
Hello.
Hi, Hyacinth. Okay,
Hi,
again, I
everyone.
pronounced your last name right. That's Bangero, right?
Yes
Tama.
po.
Okay. And then, of course, we have Jade Delgado.
Hello,
There
everyone.
you go. Hi. So nice to meet you,
Hi.
ladies. Very excited to talk to these ladies today. So before we start, sorry, you girls, do you all know each other
Yes
Yeah.
po,
personally?
we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Personally.
okay. Then that's good. So it's like let's what's this? Not really girls' night out, but girls day Kikahan, kwentuhan, basically. Okay, but first of all, thanks for coming on the show. I'm really excited to talk to you girls about Girl Scouts of the Philippines. I want to get to know more on what you do. So I'd like to ask each one of you. We could start with Shello. Maybe you could tell us something about yourself, where you graduated from, and then what you're doing now.
All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again. I'm Shelo Villahin, 21 years old. I'm living with my family in Manila right now, and I graduated from Pamantasan ng Luzon ng Maynila last year with a degree, BA Communications major in Public Relations. Currently, I'm part of the corporate development team of an integrated communications consultancy. Aside from my professional post, I also serve as a national committee member of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines and Young Women Ambassador of the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts, or WAGs, in the Asia Pacific region, where we aim to continuously empower young women to take leadership roles. Just a brief background, I guess, on GSP. It was chartered under the Philippine Commonwealth Act number 542 on May 26, 1940. And Girl Scouting provides girls and young women a non-formal educational program based on character development and the ideals of service. And I'm excited to talk about our work in the movement amidst all that has been happening this afternoon with you all.
Okay, thank you for that, Cello. Parang you're really used to being interviewed. I like it. Okay, so before we talk about Girl Scouts,
Mhm.
maybe you could tell us something about what you do for the consultancy.
Okay, so as mentioned, I'm part of the corporate development team. So that's we do the branding or innovating some products for especially today, and I do internal comms as well. So that's one, and employee engagement activities.
Okay, and how long have you been with that company?
Less than a year because I just graduated last year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Congratulations. This is your first job, no?
yeah.
Are you excited? Do you like it so far?
I like it so far because my boss is awesome. Yeah, I've been learning a lot from her. So yeah,
Yeah,
even
it
with
doesn't.
challenges of businesses right now.
Amazing. Okay. So what made you decide to take your course? So communications, right? Major
Mm-hmm.
in public affairs.
Public
Yeah.
relations. Yeah.
Relations.
Uh, Originally, I'd like to take diplomacy,
Ah,
but yeah, but my parents wanted me to take this particular course and that in PLM, so I followed their advice. I'm being a good
mhm.
child, so so that's a primary reason. But over time, I get to like it naman po.
Okay. Yeah, and actually communications is also a good course. I think if I
Mm,
were to um get pursue another course, I think I would pursue communications. Maybe because of
yeah.
what I'm doing naman din now.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So now let's go to GSP. So
Mm-hmm.
you are the committee member
Yeah.
of Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Maybe we could talk about that. What do you do as a committee member?
Okay, I'm part of two committees, the program and communications, and I've been pioneering digital projects together with other girls and young women from different parts of the country over the last few months. The
Okay.
most recent one and is ongoing right now is the National Girl Leaders Training. I've just excused myself in our last session this afternoon, so here I am, yay! So yeah,
Okay.
the purpose of this training is to empower our members to deliver girl led programs in the new reality that we're facing. Today, we're tackling how the girls can go about project planning, specifically for our upcoming Girl Scout Week on September. And last Sunday, our training focused on how to manage creative teams, where I talked about our internal team structure, our workflow, and my fellow speakers introduced some trackers, the basics of graphic design, and some free useful softwares that we can use basically for our online activities. We can call this some sort of a mentorship program because the girls can easily contact us naman for guidance as they launch their projects in their respective councils. Everybody's on digital right now, and we at GSP know that we should keep up and innovate as an organization.
Agree. Totally agree with
Mhm.
that. And galing. Okay. At least you're keeping the girls still involved, no,
Yeah,
despite everything that's happening. So that's actually a great project. Do you
yeah.
have what other projects have you done also in the past?
Oh, yeah. Oh, in fact, we've just celebrated our 80th anniversary last May, and the original plan was to host this grand mañanita somewhere, but with the pandemic and the protocols that we must follow, we had no choice but to recalibrate, as we all should, right? And I'm just happy to share that the initiative of mounting a week-long online jubilee for our anniversary is from the girls, so it's girl-led. I served as the vice chair and creative lead for this event, and Ate Jade was here with us today as well as our chief copywriter. It was,
Uh-huh.
an extraordinary experience for us, especially the online campfire, because it magically felt like we're participating in an actual campfire. Though, of course, we missed the heat from the real fire and some s'mores. And this time, Ate Haya also I was also there. She gave our campfire chat. You can check it out on our page if you want to. So it was just really inspiring for everybody as well. So there, that's another project. And then before that, we also had the Fight COVID-19 GSP Challenge badge, where we helped the girls cope with the current situation that we're all facing right now as they earn their badges at home. Yep. So
Oh,
that's
okay. So how does that go? I know, yes, you have to earn your badge by doing certain projects. But given the pandemic, how do they earn their badge at home?
okay, so I can talk about our system for the COVID-19 challenge badge. Okay. First we had the registration done through FB groups. So they have to put their names and council in the comment section first that we posted on our page, and then after that we added them, or they added themselves to the secret group on Facebook, and through that Facebook group we gave there our information, the necessary information, and the links to our video guides that they can follow as they go along with the activities. And then, since it's anchored on our 8 point challenge batch curriculum, I think Ate Haya can further expound on that later. The 8 point challenge program. So since it's based on that, we have around eight episodes, and then per episode they have to accomplish specific activities. Like for example, there's this challenge of family life, there's this challenge of spirituality and well-being, and all of that. And then at the end of accomplishing all of those challenges, they have to document it and write in their journals, and then they have to pass an accomplishment report. It's a long process because Patrick is that way. You really have to earn your badge. It's not easy. And then once they've passed the accomplishment report, of course, we'll give the badges to them afterwards. So there, I
Okay.
hope that's clear. It's really long.
Yeah, yeah. So far, it's clear. I understood naman.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. You know what? Okay, I have a question. A while ago, you mentioned last May you
Mhm.
celebrated your 80th anniversary, and then there was an online campfire. Curious question: how did that
Okay.
go? How did that happen?
Okay. So, Ate Jane, you want to share about that, the online campfire?
The online campfire was actually inspired by another international event. So, Girl Scouts of the Philippines is actually a member organization of a larger movement, which is the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts, and they were actually the one who first came up with the idea of an online campfire. So after that, we adopted the idea as kumbaga the grand end to our week-long 80th
Yeah.
anniversary celebration. So we just pre-recorded all the parts that we usually do when we do the regular campfire. So we had campfire presentations, we had campfire songs, we had the campfire chat, and then we just broadcasted that live during a particular time. And we also had special guests. We actually had a message from Catherine Bernardo as well in that campfire. So it really
Is he
was
a
a
Girl
really big
Scout?
thing.
Yeah.
And it was,
He's
yeah,
our
she was
ambassador.
the,
She's our
yeah, she was
ambassador.
Girl Scout ambassador and she was a Girl Scout before. And that campfire was actually really well attended, and we were very happy that a lot of Girl Scouts, both young and those who are more experienced, are actually there to join us during that event. So it was really a moving event for us, especially on our 80th
Right.
anniversary. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's really
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I've been seeing posts about that actually. I think I saw, yeah,
Wow.
last May.
It
So
Mm.
reached
I
you,
was just
huh?
yeah, I was just really curious lang how that online campfire went. But that's really great. At least the Girl Scouts, the active Girl Scouts are still very much involved given
Mhm.
the pandemic. So now since Jade talked about the online campfire, um Jade, maybe you would want to tell us something about yourselves naman.
Sure. So I'm Jade Delgado. I'm 22 years old. Of my 22 years of existence, 14 years of that was actually spent in the Girl Scouting movement. I graduated in 2018 with a degree in AB Foreign Service, majored in diplomacy from LPU Manila, and presently I'm working in the consular section of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea. So alongside my professional work, I'm like Shelo and Atehai, I'm also a young adult volunteer for the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Specifically, I'm a member of the National Program Committee and the International Affairs Committee. But I'm also a peer educator for GSP. So we're offering and conducting sessions on different issues concerning girls and young women. And also, I'm a part of the co-creation team for the Girl Powered Nutrition Program of WAGS, which I mentioned earlier, which is the larger movement for Girl Scouting and Nutrition International. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so we kind of have the same track.
Yeah.
Um, well, okay. So how long have you been with the embassy?
I've just recently been a part of the Korean Embassy since February, actually. So I haven't really been having a lot of experience in the embassy given the pandemic, but we're
Mhm.
actually back in the office now. So hopefully I'll get the full embassy experience starting from now.
Are you excited to start this new journey with the
Yeah,
embassy?
very, very, very much excited. I've always been really interested about working in international development, and I feel like this is a really, really good start towards achieving, you know, greater things in the future in that track.
So I'm assuming you're gonna take the foreign service in the future.
Yeah, I'm planning to, but not anytime soon. I feel like I need more experience and I need
Yes.
to read more
Mhm. Yeah,
before
yeah.
taking it.
I believe you still have more time. How old are you, Najee?
I'm 22 po, so fairly young, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, very young pa. I think until like 30, right? There's a
Mhm.
maximum age of it. Okay. So, Shallow mentioned this a while ago and you mentioned it also. Maybe you could tell us also what is WAGs? Maybe the viewers are curious then kung ano yung WAGs.
So yeah, so as I've mentioned, WAGS is essentially the largest worldwide movement for girls and young women, and it's composed of different member organizations, so Girl Scouting and Girl Guiding movements around the globe. So they're also offering different programs centered on different issues related to girls and young women, and they've been helping us as well with different programs and projects. So basically. We're they're an umbrella organization and then we're under them, yeah.
Okay. So okay, got that. Okay, now let's talk about what you do naman for the Girl Scouts, no. You're part of the International Affairs Committee, and
Mhm.
then sorry, what was the other one? I didn't catch the first one.
The other one is with Shallow, actually. It's the National
Mm,
Program Committee, yeah.
right. Okay. So uh in the National Programs Committee, you sort of do the same thing as Shello. But what about the International Affairs Committee? What do you do there?
Essentially, the purpose in both organizations are almost the same. So GSP really prides itself in ensuring that we always take the opinion of the girls, that everything is girl led, and the girls are always involved in the planning and executing and the monitoring of our programs and activities. So our main purpose, actually, of being a part of that committee is that to offer opinions and on behalf of the girls. So, for example, in the International Affairs Committee, right now actually we've been editing the international guidebook. So I personally I've been giving inputs on like how we can make that more millennial friendly, more trendy, more attractive to young people. So those kind of
Right.
just adding the young people's touch, I guess, to GSP's programs.
Oh, okay. Okay. So hold that thought. We are actually gonna go on break first. I
Okay.
know we have so much to talk about. But those of you who are watching, please stay tuned. Don't leave. We will be right back. We will still talk to these ladies, and then we'll also still get to talk to Hyacinth as well. And also, we will also have an active senior Girl Scout come on the show later. So we'll be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist. So you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want. And avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, now we're back. For those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to Making a Difference. My name is Erika Mison, and today we are interviewing some professional volunteers from the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So before the break, I already got to talk to two of them, and I would actually like to call them back to the screen to continue the conversation that we were having. So I'd like to call back Shelo Villahin. We also have Jade Delgado and Hyacinth Fangelo. These are the three ladies that I was talking to right before the break. Before we start, during the break, I actually was looking at the comments, and we have a question here. Maybe we could flash that on the screen. The question is, are the badges earned free? Who issues them? How do you receive them? So yeah, a while ago I asked Shelo, no, how the Girl Scouts now are getting their badges. So are they earned for free?
No. So we have this batch work program, and in the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, we as mentioned earlier, we have the 8 point challenge. So that's only one program that offers badges rather, but there are also other activities. So to answer the question, you have to undergo this badge work. So we okay, let me just give context first. We have this patrol system, and then you have to report first to your troop, and then you're going to discuss among yourselves in that patrol what activity that you want to pursue, and then after that, you have to do that activity, and then have that report accomplished and sent to your troop leader, and then the troop leader will forward those accomplishment reports to the council, and then the council will issue the badges to the troop leader to be given down to you. So that's how we receive our badges. So um, it takes days or weeks to accomplish just to get, or rather to get one badge. So that's that. So as you can see, these badges, they have stories.
Yes.
It's really hard to earn them. I hope
Okay.
that answered the question.
Although, Erica, if I may
Yes.
say so, there's also another way of earning the badge. If you won't go through the steps that Shello mentioned, you can actually attend certain events. And then eventually, those events are covering also the 8 point challenge that we have. And then at the end of the event, you'll be issued some badges or the event badge and sometimes a pin.
Okay,
So,
so there are really a lot of badges to earn, no? And
Yeah.
yeah.
different. Okay, interesting. And I noticed, I wanna ask, you're all wearing different uniforms. Does that signify something, or is it depends on the position? Is that how it goes?
Mm,
It depends on the age level. So Shello is still wearing that of a cadet uniform. That's for those, I believe, 18 to 21.
Yeah.
Now that Jade is already 22, well, she's not anymore entitled to wear that.
yeah, I
So
just
it's the same with
transitioned
me.
actually.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
still in
forced to
denial.
wear this green uniform when I turned 22. So that's why we're wearing this one. And
Ah,
we're supposed to be called titas as we wear these uniforms. Sometimes we
titas. So how come titas? If I may ask.
that's how we address our adult leaders in the movement.
Ah, okay. So, Shello is not yet a tita, no?
Yeah.
Soon.
Dude, when are you
I
turning 22?
refuse.
Getting there.
Are you turning 22 this year or next year pa, Shello?
This year.
Ah, no. Yeah. Yeah.
No, no.
Okay. All right. Okay, so before the break, we were talking to Jade, no, about your position in the International Affairs Committee. And it's again, let's continue that conversation. I actually do have a question. When you say International Affairs Committee, um, does that mean you have international opportunities, like opportunities abroad?
Yes, it actually does. So as I mentioned, we are a member of our organization of WAGs. So that actually opens up us up to a lot of international opportunities, especially for the girls. So there are a variety of opportunities that they can participate in. Some are already set opportunities that happen on a regular basis. So for example, you have the Helen Starr seminar, which happens every year. And there are also some that are like special international opportunities. So there are a lot of special camps that they can attend to. So mostly are like celebrations in the different countries of their Girl Scouting, Girl Guiding anniversaries. And they can also participate in different more, I guess, more technical sessions or international opportunities. So there are a lot of um, conferences and seminars that they can apply for, and then they'll be given grants by either GSP or WAG so that they can participate to those events. So there are a lot of opportunities for the girls to represent both the GSP and the Philippines in those kinds of events.
Oh, that's nice. Have any of you experienced representing the Philippines abroad?
Yes,
Yes,
I guess
I
all of
think
us.
all of
Really?
us
All of
have.
you?
Yeah.
Wow! Wait, okay. I want let's again let's talk about that. So what was your experience, Jade, abroad?
Where do I even begin with that? It's different. It's different every time. So my first My first time was actually in the UK. So it was, like I mentioned earlier, it was a special camp. It wasn't like a technical workshop kind of thing. But it was a really good first experience for me. It was daunting at first because I had to go alone. Although I was with other girls, but it was quite daunting to be traveling, without family or any close relative. But the first advocacy related international opportunity I had was actually the Helen Story seminar in Archele, the Archele World Center in Switzerland, and I think Ate Haya also went to that same seminar in the same place. So, and then after that, there's just a lot more opportunities that came along, going to different countries and participating in different international events, both Girl Scout related and those wherein WAGS is a partner. So it's really a great opportunity to really immerse yourself in different cultures and kind of get the context of different girl-related issues of the different countries. And it's really a great opportunity as well to learn different skills and to be more empowered. So yeah, that's my end. And I believe the most experience of us all is Ate Haya in terms of international opportunities.
Oh, sige, okay. Let's talk to Hyacinth naman. So, Hyacinth, before you give us your experience, your international experience, tell us something about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Hyacinth Banghero, or you can also pronounce that as Banghero. I'm from Iloilo, so I've never left Iloilo after graduation from college. So what I practically do now is that I'm a university professor, and on top of that, I also serve as the marketing officer of the University of San Agustin and the assistant director of the philanthropic external and alumni relations. So, but of course, I still do volunteer with the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, serving as a central board member. And at the same time, I'm with Shelo in the communications committee. And I joined the National Training Committee of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So mine is quite different from the two because they are both dealing with the younger ones, while I myself joined the other adult members, the more experienced ones, in training the troop leaders of the girls to like learn new programs being crafted by the Girl Scouts of the Philippines itself or the bigger organization, which is the World Association of the Girl Guides and Girl Scouts. So, what we do is that we visit the different regions, sometimes in clusters or sometimes in a national event to like train and provide them with the skills necessary for them to handle their troops and councils.
Okay, so as you mentioned, iba nga yung
Mm.
um what's this position mo compared
Mhm.
to Shello and Jade.
Yeah.
So okay, how long pala have you been with the university that you're working for?
About 4 years already. So after graduating from college, I used to work with a local television. I joined them for like 2 years, and then right after that, I joined the university.
Oh, okay. So this is ano na, your second job. And
Yeah,
so
second job.
far, you're liking working for
Yeah,
the university.
yeah. It's like Girl Scouting also because I get to interact with the younger generation and like helping them realize their fullest potentials and discover themselves.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. It's the same then, ano. All right. So let's talk about so now you train naman more on the troop leader side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
For the viewers who don't really know, what are troop leaders? Who are
Troop
the troop leaders?
leaders, these are usually the teachers in the public or private schools, but sometimes these are community leaders who are managing the girls belonging in different patrols. So, Shallow earlier mentioned about patrols. These are like 8 to 12 girls
Mm-hmm.
being led by a patrol leader, but this time a troop leader is someone who manages the patrols. So it's more of the adults that we train to provide them with the skills and information that they would need to impart also to the girls. So without the troop leaders, there will be no Girl Scouts at all. So that's how critical training them is.
All right. And how does one become a troop leader? Are there certain
Um,
requirements?
Actually, it depends on the school, especially if it's schools based. But usually, it's being appointed by the principal. So for them to become an official troop leader, of course, they have to go through like the basic course, and then it's up to them as to how they want to become. We also have a specific training program for the troop leaders if they want to be later on credentialed trainers. So it depends really on the vision of that particular troop leader.
Okay. Okay, so that's how it works pala.
Hmm.
That's actually the first time I've heard about the how to become a troop leader.
Okay.
Okay. So given na we're going through a pandemic,
Yeah.
are you still training troop leaders today?
Just like Cello and Jade, we're facing the same challenge now in the training committee, but we're like facing that challenge head on. Right upon the start of the pandemic, we've been crafting digital training programs, but of course, it's a bit tricky sometimes. We have to go into the details since the classification of the different councils. We have about 96, I believe, in the whole country. They're actually different from each other. So some are currently in the ECQ, others are in GCQ and MGCQ. So there are different protocols being followed. But generally, we're adopting also digital training. But of course, we're offering an opportunity to those who lack the internet connection. That's why we're still looking into the face to face option. But of course, following the protocols set by the LGUs and IATF.
Okay, okay. I have a question actually for you, Hyacinth.
Hmm.
So growing up,
Yeah.
you were a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since 6 years old.
Wow,
So 2 decades.
wow. It's been a long time, no?
Yeah.
So, have you ever imagined? Okay, so of course you've had your own troop leader, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you ever imagined training a troop leader?
No.
No.
Honestly, no. Um, the my transition from being a Girl Scout, just like Cello, was was like no choice, sort of a situation, because the one who invited me was a dear mentor. That's Dr. Fevioleta Taring. So she like opened up to me that they wanted a new blood to get into the training committee, and they wish to embrace the new reality, since majority also of the troop leaders are millennials, so they would be needing the millennial mindset to attract them.
Mm,
So I guess that's it.
okay. Hyacinth, are you a troop leader?
No, I'm not a troop leader. Because for you to be a troop leader, you have to have your troop. So as I work in the university, it's like a bit difficult,
Ah,
and yeah,
okay.
it's really a challenge to manage one.
Okay. All right. So, since a while ago we were talking about Jade's experience
Yeah.
international, and she mentioned that you have more experience. Um, why don't we talk about that naman? What was
Okay.
your experience representing the Philippines for
The
girls?
first time I represented the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, or the Philippines as a whole, was in a Quiz B. So that was a Be Prepared quest, hosted by the Girl Guide Singapore. So
Mhm.
that happened sometime in 2008. And right after that, just like the two of them, I suppose, I got my grant as an outstanding Girl Scout. I was sent to an international camp at South Korea. And right after that, I was in the same program with that of Jade, which was the Helen Storo seminar in Switzerland. and I got this opportunity to be part of the delegation of the Philippines to attend the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts World Conference in India in 2017. And just last year, I was again sent to India to be part of the co-creation team for the World Thinking Day Activity Pack just this February. So the Girl Scouts of the Philippines has been sending us, like the three of us and all the other girls, to international events, and that we really owe a lot to the organization. That's why, despite the difficulty of volunteering in these difficult times, we're still here because we like owe a lot, like a lot really, of what we have now in the movement.
Yeah, Gabby, you've been to so many places already. I mean, I personally have never been to India. That's one.
Mhm.
But what's your favorite? What's your most memorable experience among all the places you've been to?
India was really memorable for me.
Mm-mm.
The fact that you're one with the world
Mm-mm.
in designing for the future of the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts in 2017 is something that not every Girl Scout has to experience.
Mm-mm.
So, or get to experience. So it was like a magical experience for me, other than the fact that I get to visit the Taj Mahal. And of course, we got that photo. I consider that as $1 million photo because it would like take millions of dollars for these people to gather around and have that photo taken. So I like have that experience, which I really treasure the most.
For sure. I'm sure each one of you also have your own personal experiences that you will really treasure the most. So thank you for sharing, Hyacinth.
Yeah, you're
I,
welcome.
I enjoyed all. I'm enjoying all your stories. I really am. How about you, Charlotte? You were also sent abroad. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first international experience are related to Girl Scouting and the Philippines as well.
Mhm.
As when I was 15 years old, if I'm not mistaken, I was sent to Thailand to the Third ASEAN Children's Forum. So I represented the female sector of the Philippines during that time.
Mhm.
And then the most recent one was in the Juliet Lowe seminar in New York. It was SWAG's flagship leadership program. So right now, I'd also like to say that after you're sent to an international experience, to an international event rather, you have to come up with a project upon your return. So it's like some sort of giving back, not only to the organization, but to different communities and to the girls. That's why we have these programs and all of that. And if I were to talk about my most memorable experience, I think it was when I was sent to Taiwan and was trained as a young woman ambassador, because we had this training on uh, knowing the problem tree analysis and then coming up with your own projects, how you can promote young women in governance in our member organization or the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So I and my fellow young women ambassador, Francine, we've been working on a action plan on a proposal and how we can achieve this. So, and many more. It's been really amazing because not only we get to experience different cultures, but also open our eyes to different realities that we have been applying to the different programs here in NGSP. Yeah.
Okay. Grabe. I'm congratulations. By the
Thank
way,
you.
for the three of you, you've represented the Philippines and the Girl Scouts of the Philippines in so many ways. So I wanna know. You were all Girl Scouts before becoming a volunteer. Um, if I may ask, maybe you could share your thoughts. No, what's it like? How is the transition like from being a Girl Scout to now actually volunteering for the Girl Scout? Maybe we can start naman with Hyacinth.
For me, it's all about a matter of like thinking that you want other girls to experience the same. So you want them to experience that same impact you've had in your lifetime as a young girl. So as I transitioned, I did not I mean I always put that in my mind. So I'm always comfortable working with the adults as I used to be back when I was still a young girl. So it was not really that hard for me transitioning from being a senior cadet to becoming a young adult representative. And also the fact that we're somehow, most of us are familiar of the ways of work of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Things were easier, and we seem to know a lot of people already in the national headquarters. So that made the transition very friendly and easy for us.
So you were since Girl Scout growing up, you already had that you were kind of used to already
We're
the
used to the
environment.
presence of the adults in our lives, so it's not hard for us to transition.
Okay. How about you, Jade?
Yeah, well, for me, the transition is still very fresh. So, I just turned 22. So basically, I just became a young adult volunteer, and I really feel like the transition was very subtle. It wasn't really intense. I think the biggest change was actually the uniform for me personally, and being called tita. It's something that I haven't accepted up to this point. So like I mentioned, the transition is very subtle because when we were still like Girl Scouts, we were attending activities. We were already planning events. We were spearheading different projects. Now that we're young adult volunteers, we're still doing the same thing. Just because we're young adult volunteers, we're not deprived of any other perk or activity that Girl Scouting has to offer. But I think one of the biggest difference is the scale of the things that we are doing now. So, for example, when we were Girl Scouts, when we do community projects or when we initiate programs, it's usually at a smaller scale. So, local, regional, um, level. Now that we're young adult volunteers, especially now that we're part of the national committees, it's bigger programs, bigger activities, and we're more focused now on actually planning and coming up with activities. So when we were girls, we would mostly just attend the activities and maybe help out a little during events. But now we're really involved in the planning and the like coming up with activities process. So that has been very interesting. But like Ate Haya said, we always keep in mind that we want the girls to have the same opportunity. So we're really trying our best to ensure that the activities are relevant and they're activities that the girls would really love. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you naman, oh see, I actually this is really interesting kasi you have Hyacinth who has been here for quite some time, and then Jade medyo kakapasok mo lang. How about Cello? Are you already in, I know you're the youngest among the three ladies. So are you already there or are you still getting there?
I think I'm still getting there, but I believe the transition is going to be really smooth because Girl Scouting is a lifelong journey. So there's that process, and if I were just to compare my experiences when I was a little Girl Scout and a bit older volunteer right now, the main difference is I'm now part of the organizing teams while I was mostly a participant back then. So there's that change of perspective where instead of focusing on the fun aspect, we now give equal importance to inclusivity as leaders. That's why we also invited a sign language teacher in our GSP. Yeah, GSP 80th anniversary. So, those stuff. So, there's a change from perspective. And presently, I'm able to directly give my inputs to the national committee on how we can make the movement thrive more than ever. So, yeah, there are greater responsibilities, yes, and sometimes get tiring, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it,
Yeah,
really.
I can personally see all your hearts are really in giving back to the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, and thank you also. Thank you for helping the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Thank you for giving your time and effort. I'm very sure the Girl Scouts of the Philippines are very blessed to have the three of you part of their committee. So eh, thank you. It's really nice to see ladies really involved, especially with the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. All right, so we are gonna go on break. But after the break, we are actually going to interview a senior Girl Scout together with the three ladies. So we'll see you after the break.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. So, before the break, I got to interview three ladies who are volunteers under the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So, we've had a very, very interesting conversation for the past hour. Actually, we got to know what they do, their professional careers, and also we got to, of course, talk about what they do individually for the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. So I'd like to call them back on screen. So we have Shello, Jade, and Hyacinth. There we go. The three ladies for today's show. All right, so before the break, I mentioned that we are actually going to interview a senior Girl Scout, and she actually told me that she really looks up to the three of you. So you for a senior Girl Scout to say that means you girls are really making a difference, especially with the Girl Scouts. So I'd like to introduce her. Her name is Queen Hannah Maguseb. Hi, Queen.
Hi, good afternoon po.
Yes. Hello, Queen. Oh, wait.
Thank
I'll
you.
introduce you first to the lady. So, Queen, this is ate ba muna? Ate Shelo? Huwag muna
Ate,
tita.
always
Kasi
ate.
Ate Shelo, and then you have your Tita Jade. Tita ka na, Jade. And then your Tita Hyacinth. This is Queen. She is part of the Manila Council naman.
Hi, Queen.
Hi, titas. Hi, Ate Shelo.
Hello. We're part of the same council, right?
Yes, Ate Shelo.
Uh-huh.
Oo nga pala, no, Manila Council. Okay, so Queen, tell us what you do for the Girl Scouts. Ano na nagawa mo may mga projects ka na nagawa for the Girl Scouts? Tell us your stories.
Okay po, Ate. Today, Ate, I'm currently working with the Girl Powered Nutrition. I'm part of the advocacy team of the Manila Council, and we are currently implementing or preparing the digital school tour that will be benefiting the three schools that we will be choosing. And currently, I'm also participating in the online activities of the Girl Scout, like the Action on Body Confidence, Free Being Me, and also the In Nutrition Month. And Ate, I'm also working on an ongoing project, which is the Tide Turners Plastic Challenge. It is a global movement to fight against plastic pollution. It is under the Earth Tribe, or the Global Youth Movement for the Environmental Action and World Organization of the Scouting Movement. TTPC is all about, it is recently developed by the United Nations Environment's Clean Seas Campaign. Yes.
Okay. So, ano yung ginagawa mo for that challenge?
The TTPC ate is all about fighting against the plastic pollution, not only in the Philippines but also worldwide po. So we're currently working on projects that is related to plastic pollution and fighting against plastic pollution, such as community projects, and also we are joining seminars, workshops to educate ourselves about plastic pollution, also educate other people about that.
Okay. So, did you just start doing the challenge or medyo matagal na?
Ate, we have started the project on June. Then we are currently 80% done na po. So hopefully po maging successful po yung project namin, and we are hoping that we are the first scouts to be able to accomplish the Tide Turners Plastic Challenge in the whole world.
Good luck and congrats.
Thank you
80%,
po.
you're close already. Is there a target end date pa for the challenge?
Yes, ate. By August po, we are targeting na matapos po lahat, and sana po madala na po namin yung project namin or ma-endorse po sa local government unit po na pinili po namin para po ma-implement po yung project here in the Philippines and ma-brought po dun sa ibang bansa po.
So, ano yung LGU na napili nyo?
As of now po ate, secret pa po siya kasi
Secret
hindi pa po, hindi pa siya pwedeng sabihin kasi una po hindi pa siya finalized po. Pina-finalize pa lang po namin. Yes po.
Okay. Exciting naman. Good luck with that, Queen. I'm
Thank you
sure
po.
you'll do well. So, besides than Girl Scouts, okay, sige, actually tell us your story. How did you become a Girl Scout?
As I look back as my 6 years as a Girl Scout po, that was way back 2011 po when I was in grade 2. I started my Girl Scout career as a Star Scout po sa Colegio de San Juan de Letran. But unfortunately, I transferred school. Then sa school po na na-transferan ko from grade 3 to 6 po, hindi po active yung scouting movement. Then I transferred in the University of the East Manila po. Doon po na-discover ko po na active po ang Girl Scouting, and without hesitation po sumali po ako. Then on June 22 po, if I may not mistaken, I was invested as a senior Girl Scout po. Then doon na po nag-start yung scouting journey ko po. From schools po, then from councils, then ngayon po sa national po ate.
Congratulations! Ako, very proud of you, Queen. Very, very proud of you. Do you have would you want to be a troop leader in the future, or would you want to be a volunteer like your ate and titas over here? Would you like
In the future po ate, I really admire Tita Hyacinth and Tita Jade, and also Ate Shelo po. I like to volunteer sa GSP po rather than to be a troop leader. Pero po, if may mga chances po na maging troop leader po ako, why not grab that chance po ate, di ba? Para mas lalo po kung makapag-share ng knowledge ko po, hindi lang po sa mga fellow scouts ko po sa council, kundi po makapag-inspire pa po ko ng iba and empower them as well.
I love your answers. Pang beauty pageant din yung mga answers. But it's really nice to hear, that as I was mentioning to your ate and titas a while ago, na I could see na their heart is in, giving back, and I could see naman din sa'yo, Queen, na your heart is in it and in every project that you do. So nakakatuwa, really, and I'm very proud of you. Okay, so I know you have pictures to share.
Yes,
I know you
ate.
said, okay. So maybe we could flash a few photos. So si Queen may mga photos that she would want to share today. And then para we can talk about it. So we'll have them flash the photos. How long have you, so you're in UE now, no, Queen? While waiting for
Yes,
the photos.
ate.
Now,
Yes
UE.
po, I'm currently going to grade 11 na po.
Ah, okay, grade 11.
Yes,
May grade 11 pa lang. Okay, sige.
Apo.
So we'll wait a bit for the photos, but while waiting, so what do you do naman sa school mo?
School po ate. Nung grade 10 po ako ate, I was elected as the senior patrol leader or the chairperson po of the UEGSP chapter po, 2019 to 2020. It was a great opportunity for me ate na makapag-lead po sa mga scouts ate. Then matagal ko na rin po kasi siyang dream kaya po nagpursige po ako ay um, do great work po ate para po makuha ko po yung position and ayun po, mabait si God, nakuha ko po yung position. Then I did my best po to lead the scouts in the GSP and makapag ano po, impact ng mas maganda pa po sa scouting.
Okay, so anong ginawa mo as patrol leader? Am I correct?
Chairperson ate, senior
Ayun,
patrol
sorry,
leader.
chairperson. Okay. So ano yung nagawa mo?
Ate, during my time, I implemented campaigns in our school, such as the environmental campaigns for climate change. Also, ate, we are implementing nutrition-related campaigns. And also, we are developing outreach programs, ate.
Outreach program. Like what? Maybe you could give us an example of an outreach program.
It is a collaboration with our student council ate and the BSPUE chapter. Pumupunta
Mhm.
po kami sa isang chosen na charity po, children's charity or mga lolas lola po. Tapos doon po kami magbibigay ng mga kailangan nilang mga bagay kagaya ng mga toiletries, ganun po. And we are also nag-implement rin po kami ng mga programs po sa kanila para maging masaya po sila, lalo na po during Christmas.
Oh, cute naman. Okay, so we're still waiting for the photos, no? But if I may, I actually want to ask each one of you a question. And that question is for Ate Shelo and the two titas. Um, how how do you, since you were Girl Scouts growing up and then now you're volunteers, what have you learned as a Girl Scout, and can you, how do you have any learnings that you are currently bringing to, let's say, your career, or yun, also as volunteers of the Girl Scouts? And same with Queen, ano yung mga natutunan nyo being a Girl Scout, and what's that one thing that you will really that one thing that you learned that you will really hold on to? So, who will start? Maybe sige, si Tita Hyacinth na lang first.
Grabe siya. According to age pala. Okay. There's one thing that I really treasure the most. Like a learning from the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. That's being prepared all the time. By being prepared, actually, it's the motto of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines or the entire scouting movement that we have to be prepared. Um, by being prepared, it means saving that money for any occasion, just like COVID. Being prepared means being ready to adapt to whatever changes that may happen, just like, again, having this pandemic in our new reality. And being prepared is also readying yourself for whatever challenges or responsibilities that will be given to you in a time that you least expect. So, as we journey with the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, we aren't sure whatever that will come our way. So, in my case, I never dreamt to be back again as a central board member of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines after I completed my 3-year journey as a girl representative to the central board. But when I was nominated by the adult leaders, seeing my potential, I did not hesitate saying yes because if they see me ready to handle the position, I have to be ready myself. So I guess that's a major learning I have from the organization.
Wise words, no, from Hyacinth. Okay, so I know you girls don't like hearing mga tita natin, but but thank you for sharing that. Really, I also agree with that. No, everybody has to be prepared. And yes, you were all chosen because they see the potential in the three of you. I really believe that. After talking to you girls today, now I know why you were all given this position. So thank you, Hyacinth. How about Jade?
Uh, there are a lot of things that I've learned through Girl Scouting throughout the year. So, because GSP has not only empowered me but equipped me as well. So, it's empowered and equipped me with different skills that certainly I'm using now that I'm in the workforce. But I think one of the most important lessons that I've come to cherish is that everything great starts from the small and simple. And every time I actually asked the question on what is the biggest lesson I've learned from GSP, that's always my answer. And it's something that has been inculcated by GSP in me in different programs and activities. So, for example, in doing advocacy work, you can't start with something big again or something complex. You need to start with the community. You need to start with something small and simple, and then work your way to into something bigger. Same as with the things that we have now with GSP. Hindi naman kami nag-start as being members of the national committee agad, or being young adult volunteers agad, or being able to plan different programs agad. So we started as girls as well, and we worked our way up. So it always starts from the small and simple. And that idea as well, I think, really helps us to become grounded as well, because it helps us to remember now we started from something, and that eventually we need to look back and know your why. Because once you know your why, it helps you know to be grounded, and to ensure that you're doing things for in the right way and in the right reasons. So.
Thank you, Jade, for sharing. And of course, we have Shelo naman.
Yeah, well, just like what Ate Jade mentioned, there are just a lot of things that the JSPIC is continuously teaching us. But with the movement, I learned to dream big dreams, not only for myself but also for our country. Right now I still vividly remember my Chief Girl Scout Medal Scheme project, where at the turnover ceremony in our closing program, I remember the kids there hugging me and telling me, Ate, I want to be like you when I grew up. And until now, I hold into those words, asking myself from time to time if I'm still that kind of person that the kids want to look up to, or to want to become when they grow up as well. So those stuff. And with that, I've also learned the value of service. That service isn't necessarily about being called a leader, but being able to stand amongst those you fear, or if you've neglected sometimes some sort of that stuff. And you know you cannot really call yourself a good leader if you just have a position. You need to have the best interests of the people at your heart. So there's just a lot. And I'm beyond thankful to still to be part of this movement until now.
Thank you, Shelo,
Yeah.
Jade, and Hyacinth, for sharing. I'm sure the viewers have learned a lot from you ladies today. How about Queen? What have you learned so far from being a Girl Scout?
Ate, I have learned there's a one quote that is very relevant to me right now, which is all great achievements requires time, which is
Mhm.
meaning na hindi lahat ng achievements ate is isang day mo lang magagawa or isang day mo lang maa-achieve.
Okay. Yeah. Medyo nawawala-wala si Queen. But we'll have her back. Queen is, I actually also know Queen. She is, I think she will tell this later on. But she is part of the amateur radio club under the
Mhm.
Manila Girl Scout Council. That's why I know her personally. Okay, so let's look at some of the comments. Ang dami niyong fans actually. So maybe we could flash a few of the comments here. Linda Mison, love your dedication. Once a Girl Scout, always a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yes. Till the end yan, no?
Right.
PL namin yan. I think this is for Queen. Yes, senior patrol leader. Ang dami fans ng Queen. I'm so proud of you, Nak, CJ.
That's my
Okay, wait.
mom.
Ah, that's your mom. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Nai.
Hi, there's Miss Jade. She's watching. GSB is really blessed to have these amazing young ladies. Thank you, Miss. Actually, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Jade Villanueva. She was the contact person, and she was the one who introduced me to these three ladies. So thank you po for introducing me to the three ladies, and I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I have. Okay, another comment, Linda Reventarmison, congratulations as representatives of GSP abroad. Yes, so again, these ladies have represented not only the Girl Scouts of the Philippines here locally, but also abroad. Hello, Josette Kabuntog Enofre. Hello, Tahya. Yun.
Hi.
This is Tahya.
She's a
You
troop leader
miss you.
from Negros Orient Occidental.
Okay. Hello, Tita Josette. Kasi troop leader, so Tita
Hi,
Josette.
Tita.
Okay, Lloyd Marcelo. I don't know if it might happen, but I just want to ask if do transgender youth can be a member of Girl Scout, something like promoting gender inclusivity. Would you have any words or comments regarding this?
Um, yeah, for now, they are not yet accepted as members of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, merely because the constitution and bylaws of the organization does not permit that yet. But maybe in the future discussions that we will have, we can like look into that matter.
Okay. All right. So Lloyd, I hope that answers your question. Maybe we can have one more kasi there's a lot. I saw quite a few. Okay, yes. We've talked about this. Have you represented GSP in any international event? Yes. We talked about this. These girls, I was pretty surprised to find out that these three young ladies have represented Girl Scouts of the Philippines abroad. So that's really ano. Maybe we can show one more, one or two more comments because there's really quite a few here. Actually, I'm looking at it now. There's a question for me actually. May nakita kong question. My question to the host, are you also a Girl Scout? Share us your experience as a Girl Scout, Miss Erica. Okay, I am not a Girl Scout, but I do know my way around the Girl Scouts of the Philippines, if I may put it to that. My Lola, who is actually watching, Linda Mison. So she is actually a Girl Scout. She was a Girl Scout, and she was the one who introduced actually the amateur radio here. And the Manila Girl Scout Council has their own amateur radio club, and that's where I'm involved. That's why I know Queen and I know quite a few Girl Scouts under the Manila Council. Just want to give a shout out also to the Manila Council, Tita Beth Javilio and the staff, and of course
Hi,
the
Tita
whole
Des.
council. Hello, if you're watching po, hope you're all doing okay, and we hope to see you soon. Okay. what else? Can we show like two more comments na lang? If you have any more questions, by the way, to the viewers, to these three ladies about Girl Scouts, or let's say you want your daughter to be a Girl Scout, let us please know. While they're speaking, they can answer any of your questions while we're still live and we're waiting for Queen to come back on. But ayun, I'm so proud to be part of this organization. So again, this is I think Charmaine Nyoko. I think she is a active Girl Scout as well, no. Also, since you've represented the Philippines abroad, have you made any friends, scout friends, na you
Of
still talk
course.
to up to this day?
Yeah, a lot.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's really nice naman. At least, you still get to contact them. No?
Mhm.
It's because of technology, I guess.
Mhm.
Miss Erica, iba kasi ang bonding sa Girl Scouts wherever
Mm.
you are in the world. It seems as if na kahit once mo lang siya na-meet, you're like friends with that person forever. And like in any other camp that you get to experience. O parang lifelong friendships.
No,
Yeah.
yes, no. Yeah, I mean, I could see the three of you until a while ago before we started. We're just
High
really
school pa
talking.
lang magkakilala na kami nila Ate
Yes,
Juliet.
lang. Okay. Queen, are you there? Do we ano do we have you there? Ayan. Okay. There. Hi, Queen.
Hi, ate. Sorry po, nawalan lang po ng internet connection.
That's okay.
Umuulan po kasi dito sa amin.
Oh, no. Okay, baka umulan na rin dito sa amin. Okay. So, Queen, I do apologize to the viewers and to Queen. We're having technical difficulties and we won't be able to show Queen's photos. But maybe Queen can talk about those photos that you sent to me. You sent quite a few photos. So, ano yung mga photos?
Yung mga photos na yun, ate, there were may recent campings, then the international and national youth forums po na napuntahan ko na po, and
Okay.
some of our activities in school.
Okay. So, yung youth forum, san yun? San yun
Way
nangyari?
back in 2018, ate, I joined the Climate Change Science Youth Congress in the
Mhm.
SMX convention po, wherein nag-discuss po
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think the weather talaga, no, it really affects the internet connection. Okay, but before we end, we'll try to get her back on so that we can close the show. But yun, going back to the conversation that we had, I could see them. You girls have known each other since high school, no? So that bond, that friendship, the sisterhood, um,
Yeah.
really lasts forever. I think my Lola also. I'm sure she has quite a few friends as well up until this day. Actually, wait, I think we are getting what's this? Another question. But while we're waiting for that question, yeah, we're getting one more. I'm getting a live question. Hold on. Okay, I hope we can get Queen back on so that we can include her for the closing segment. But okay, I have a question right here. Okay, it's not a question. Sorry. So medyo comedy pala to. Okay, it's a reminder. Kasi I was asked a while ago if I was a Girl Scout. I was actually homeschooled. So usually, 'di ba, pag Girl Scouts, usually sa school, yun, no? And but I do remember my mom parang she wanted us to be involved. So right now, actually, maybe I have a suggestion actually. Because right now, given the whole pandemic, homeschooling is starting to parents are starting to homeschool their kids. I might actually do a show on that. So maybe there could be a special group or um, a special troop for homeschoolers. Maybe you could look into that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
certainly we will.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, just a thought lang naman. Okay, so I hope Queen is here. So to everyone watching, we hope that you enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed today's show. Thank you, ladies, Cello, Jade, and Hyacinth again for being on the show. And si Queen, I hope you're there. And thank you also for sharing yung mga experiences mo. Um, on your journey as a Girl Scout, and I hope that Queen. I wish her the best. I send her prayers actually to all of you as well, and I hope to meet you girls soon in
Yeah,
person. That would be nice.
yeah.
Diba there's a term parang eyeball. I
Eyeball.
I'm not so sure. Sorry. Okay, correct me na lang if I'm wrong. But to see in person, parang eyeball to eyeball, something like that. But ayun. So again, thank you, girls, so much, and
Thank you.
ayun,
Thank
I hope
Thank you.
you stay safe during the pandemic, and I will um talk to you talk to you soon. All right. Thanks, ladies.
Miss Erica, thank you
you.
very much on behalf of the
Thank you
Girl
po.
Scouts
Thank
of
you
the
very
Philippines.
much.
Thank you for having
As
us.
well, do you have mga shout outs pala? Forgot, sorry. If you wanna shout out to your friends or family or to your council, go ahead. I will give you the floor.
Oh, cello.
Um, Hello to my friends and family and the Girl Scouts watching right now. Hello.
How about you, Jade? Any shout out?
Yeah, shout out, I guess, to the NHQ, to the Precise Region and the Iloilo Council, to families. And I also want to say, if you want any more information about GSP, you can always go to our official social media sites. We actually have an official Facebook account, Instagram, and Twitter that you can always check out for updates regarding our programs and activities.
Okay, so yan, you can contact them again if you're interested to volunteer and be part of the Girl Scouts. Yeah. How about Queen? May mga shout out ka ba dyan? Marami kang fans, Queen. Or I hope you still. Ayan, okay.
Shout out to my family and friends, especially my barkada. Hi, Charmaine, Rafaela, Nika, Erlene. Hello.
Cute naman. Ang cute naman. Yeah, alam mo, I think out of the ladies here, si Queen yung may madaming fans. Okay, thank you, Queen. How about, and of course, Hyacinth, any
Oh,
shout outs?
yeah. Shout out to all the Girl Scouts watching. And I just would like to give a highlight on those who greeted us. Tita Jeanette from Iloilo City. Tita Nina, our vice chairperson in the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. And Tita Gisette, Tita Jane, thank you for recommending us.
Yes.
And sino pa ba? Tita Aurea, she's the council executive of Capi's Council. And
Okay.
to my friend who just messaged me, hi Lucille, thank you for watching.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Hyacinth, for that. Yes, also to Tita Jade talaga. She was the one who recommended me to interview these ladies, and I really, really enjoyed talking to these young ladies, and of course to Queen as well. So again, thank you, girls and ladies, for coming to the show. And again, I hope to see you all soon. Stay safe, everyone.
You
You too.
too.
You too,
You.
ate.
All
Thank
right, so
you.
that was today's episode. I hope you all really enjoyed um, today's interview. I really enjoyed talking to these young ladies. You know, I got to learn so much about the the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Again, I got to gain deeper knowledge about the Girl Scouts of the Philippines. And it's really great to see these ladies volunteer and give back. You could definitely see that their heart is in it. So again, to all those who are watching, and to those who really stuck around, again, thank you so much for supporting these ladies, and I hope you really enjoyed the show. I would also like to give a shout out again to Miss Jade Villanueva. She was the one who introduced me to these ladies, and of course, I would also like to give a shout out to the National Executive Director, Mrs. Maria Dolores T. Santiago. So they were the ones who recommended these three ladies to be on the show. So thank you po, if you're watching, thank you po very much for allowing them, for introducing me to them, um, and for them being on the show. Okay, so just a few reminders. Again, my show, Making a Difference, we are on Facebook, Making a Difference. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for people or organizations that I could interview, I am very, very much open to that. So please feel free to message me on the show's Facebook page. I will actually personally reply to that. And please like us also on Facebook. Please also like V81 Radio on Facebook. And we're also on Instagram, so you could check out updates there. And we are also on Twitter. So if you have any of those social media platforms, please check us out. And if you missed out on an episode of any show, not just Making a Difference, but also the other shows that we have on V81, you can actually check them out on um, V81 Radio's Facebook page, and also on V81 Radio's YouTube channel. So we have the previous episode. So let's say you wanna watch the previous episode of my show or of another show, then it's actually still there. So don't worry. We have all our shows there. And speaking of shows, okay, speaking of shows, we actually have a couple of shows. If you're interested to watch our other shows, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Ang dami kong mga reminders and I don't want to forget. But later on, at 6 p.m. we have a show, Madame Venus, and then at 9 p.m. To end your Saturday night, we have Rainbow Society. Then tomorrow, we're also fully loaded from morning until evening. We have Startup Nation, we have Talk Shop Asia with Sir Rolly, Napalm, that's with Sir Charlie and Sir Fards. And of course, let's chat with Tita Gracie, with the one and only Tita Gracie. And to end your Sunday nights, we have Mustapaps as well. So again, I hope to all the viewers who are watching, the youth, and also to to the parents as well. Um, I do hope you learned something from this episode. This is a very fruitful episode, I believe, and I hope you're all doing well despite the pandemic. Stay safe, everyone. Please don't forget to wear your masks if you need to go outside. Wash, practice proper hygiene, practice social distancing, and what else? That's it. So again, stay safe, everyone, and I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Bye, everyone.
the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan.